Hi YouTube, I have a problem. Granted, my problem doesn't appear that often anymore, which is pretty good. Problem is it still appears, and you'll still see it in old videos. My problem is this. Percentage of people subscribed. But that's not percentage of people subscribed. That's percentage of watch time from subscribers, which is something very different. Then I'll get into the importance of that. You see, watch time and viewership are two very different metrics and two very important differences as well. You see, viewership will likely mostly come from subscribers, but watch time, on the other hand, that's a whole other can of worms that we're going to get into. So let's say, you're at your YouTube, and you're just scrolling through YouTube, and ooh, new video. Captures your interest immediately. Thumbnail and title, interesting. Maybe that happened with this video. You saw the 50% subscribed, and they lied to you in the thumbnail, and you're like, oh, that's interesting. I'll click on it. Oh, it's some dumb white kid. Maybe I don't need to watch it, or what? Maybe I do need to watch it. Who's to say? But then, let's say you're a subscriber, and a YouTuber you like posts something, and the thumbnail and title, it vaguely motivates you to click on the video, but, it's not really you want to click on it with all your heart. And that's a huge difference. Subscribers will click on your videos because they like you and they're vaguely interested. And once they're done seeing the content, they'll click off. But someone just scrolling through YouTube will normally click on your video because they like the topic you're talking about or are interested. That means they'll be more invested, which means they're more likely to stick around through the entire video than your subscribers. But you know what? Let's say a subscriber count says, you know what? No, screw that. I'm going to make it so that the watch time would be equal from people who are invested from your subscribers to people who are just now clicking on it. They give it like an equilibrium. You have one more problem with that. And that is prediction. And I guess also knowing people. You see, when you subscribe to someone, you most likely like their content and have watched, their content quite a bit. That means you know their editing style and you can predict what's going to happen next. Which makes you a lot more likely to skip ahead 5-10 seconds, which YouTube makes way too easy. YouTube, why did you make this system that can greatly decrease viewership one of the easiest things to do? Anyway, let's take the perspective of someone who's new to your channel. They're watching your video. Oh, that's interesting. That's cool. They're checking your content out. They're checking out your editing style, the way you speak, the way you lay out your videos, the content you make. They're checking if they want to subscribe to you and if they want to watch more videos. Now, how to make them like your content is a whole nother issue that I'm not qualified to talk about. But that's a very different issue to them watching your content. You see, while subscribers will skip 10 or 5 seconds ahead, they'll do that a lot because they can predict you well. Meanwhile, new viewers will not do that very often. And by very often, I mean they're likely to do it only in time lapses, long segments that are boring and, they've gone enough time to understand the segment, or in situations where they already know and someone's already explained it to them. So those two factors correspond to what really makes the perfect storm for the 50-50 subscriber versus unsubscribed watch time. So if you ever see 50-50, that's about right. If you're a smaller channel, 70% subscribed to 30% unsubscribed, and even lower is normal as well. But what about those huge numbers? 80% not subscribed. Wow, that can't correspond to your numbers, right? They can't correspond to just people knowing you. No, of course not. Of course not, no. Yeah, they can. They really can. And it all comes down to something fairly simple. You can pick which video the statistic is based on. You can pick your blow-up video. This is the statistic for me for watch time from subscribers and non-subscribers on my latest video on my second channel. And this is my watch time from subscribers versus non-subscribers on my most popular video on my main channel. You see a difference? Really? The main difference, of course, is that if you blow up, a lot of people aren't likely to subscribe to your channel. Because, it's an interesting video, sure, but, is it really that interesting? They need to see more videos from you. And you know what? Maybe that's a video that you just put a lot of work into and you haven't on your best. But you know what? Maybe it's just because they needed one thing and they're not interested in anything else. Whatever it is, they're less likely to subscribe to your channel on a blow-up video. Now, you'll still get more subs on a blow-up video than a normal video, obviously. But percentage-wise, less of your audience will be subscribed, which means if you pick the statistic from a blow-up video, it's gonna look a lot more skewed. And that leads to the problem of guilt-tripping your viewers, which is a whole moral issue that I don't want to get into, so I'm not. Can't make me. But it's a whole moral issue. And especially with people who know what the statistic actually stands for, it's really concerning. Now, I'm not saying unsubscribe to anyone who showed the statistic, especially when it was popular. You can't blame anyone for showing the statistic. Every YouTuber was doing it. It's peer pressure. It's been researched countless times. Not to mention the fact that, gained subs and the statistic was new to people. And we're very bad at reading data, so, can't blame them. But, if they're still doing it now, the peer pressure's gone. They've had enough time to recognize the false data, and it's, at this point, just them begging for subscribers. Speaking of begging for subscribers, did you guys know that you could subscribe to this YouTube channel? I barely post videos anymore. Also, the number makes me happy. Like, the higher the number is, that makes me happy. And I like being happy. It's also completely free and you can unsubscribe anytime you want. Oh my god, is claiming that the higher subscriber number makes you happy guilt-tripping your viewers? Well, if it is, my deepest apologies. And if it isn't, don't care. I'm a good person. Bye!